ConcreteGeniusMedia.com. Welcome to the show. I'm your host, Sauce McKenzie, your honorable host, man. Follow me on all platforms, ConcreteGeniusMedia.com. Excuse me. Follow me on all socials, Concrete Genius Media, on Facebook, Concrete Genius Pod on Instagram, and YouTube, Concrete Genius 6 on Twitter. If you listen to the pod, to all my faithful listeners, share the pod, tell a friend. I mean, just share the game, man. Be benevolent. You know what I mean? Help your boy out, subscribe, like, share. Of course, I do it for the love, but if you watch repeatedly, subscribe. You know what I mean? Share it. And to the people that do share my material, I always appreciate you. I'm always humbly grateful. And to everybody else, stay blessed. To everybody, stay blessed. It's a beautiful Tuesday, man. How did everybody enjoy their holiday? Mine was amazing. A lot of good eating, a lot of good mental resetting. I got to get back on my grind physically, mentally. I'm at that age, that midlife. What have I done? What could I done stage? And then how do I want to maximize the rest of my life? I'm almost at the point of my life where I'm like, damn, if I waste 10 minutes, I'm like, man, that's 10 minutes. I could have been doing something. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying I feel like I'm on borrowed time, but I feel like I'm older now. Time hit different, you know what I'm saying? Things hit different. Like, it's just a different grind now. You know, as you see, we trying some new things on the setup. New lens I'm checking out. Hopefully I come across still crispy and dapper. You know what I'm saying? You see the book, The Game Changer, right beside me. Get a copy of my book, The Game Changer. You know, it's available at Amazon.com, or I keep the hard copies. If you want to get one, dive in. And just tap in with the real. But just procrastination is such a big problem sometimes because only you know when you're not maximizing your time. You know what I mean? Nobody can tell you that you don't need to watch maximum videos. Probably if you're watching maximum videos, you're not maximizing your time anyway. But you know, the mirror doesn't allow you to lie to yourself. Maybe temporarily, but over time, the mirror is going to challenge you like, hey, what are we doing today? What are we getting done today? What are we making happen today? That's an hour you could have been in the gym an hour earlier. Set your whole day back. Then you rushing to go somewhere. So me personally, just I'm always transparent. In a moment of transparency, I just got to be better with my ability to always be punctual, always plan ahead properly like how I used to when I was a young Jit on the grind, young G coming up. You know what I mean? Maintain that. Don't get so casual forgetting how I got here. You know what I mean? It's good to be the mature guy, the nice guy. Hey, I'm living different loud, but you still need some of that residue of the blood in your mouth from the hustle. You know what I'm saying? You get too content, and then you'll mess around and forget who you are. I seen a great quote from Kanye West where he was like, if you're around people who act like you aren't who you are, you'll forget who you are. And sometimes, you know, you can be, and my biggest problem, honestly, is my cruise control at 70 looks better than a lot of people going 120. So I always, sometimes then never had to go 120. I could get by with 80. I could get by with 75. I could get by with 85. If I feel like I'm getting by with 90%, I'm winning. And a lot of people deal with this, athletes, fly dudes, hustlers. I mean, and sometimes it's for your own good. Some restraint is necessary, at least with somebody like me, because sometimes when I do go 100, I do go overboard. So that can cause problems also, but procrastination ain't good for the brand. It ain't good for me. Or just playing in your head, you know, wish you would have done something. I mean, this is honest shit, bro. This is honest, off the bone, like no sugarcoat conversation, like just playing in your head, wish you would have done something. Wish you would have went left when you went right. Then you made you had to go make two rights, and now you still make another left. So you always replaying shit in your mind. You got to get over that, because what happens is your brain, as you get older, you add an excess terabyte space. You're taking up a lot of space in your brain. You got to clear that trash out your brain like you ain't using it no more. And it's hard, but one thing about it, you got to know that, like I got to get back on my journal. I found my journal. I got to write my journal. You know what I'm saying? I got to write my journal. I got to plan better. You know, if I got to use my timer, say, okay, bam. I set timers for how long I be on social media, but sometimes if I'm doing something or I'm reading something and the timer come up, I just ignore it. I got to adhere to my timers, adhere to my diet, adhere to my workout, my regimen. Just stay on it, man. Like, I can work out. I damn near only get desperate and disciplined when I'm really out of shape. But if I could have the discipline and the desperation when I think I'm in decent shape, then I'll always stay in great shape, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Same thing about eating. Like, some stuff I know even as a vegetarian, I have things that I overindulge in, vegetables and sides and food, vegan burgers, impossible burgers, fries. Like, I'm a big dude. I like to eat. I got taste buds. You know what I mean? I be craving shit, Brussels sprouts, and I like to eat and shit. But, excuse me, during the course of liking to eat, shit, I just got to keep it down, man. I'm one of them people, like, my clothes got to fit me a certain way. My shoulders, my arms, you know. I'm a little flexible with the gut, 5-10 pounds on the gut, you know what I'm saying? But the other shit, I got to, you know, my shirt got to fit my chest. I got to do the right amount of push-ups. I like to look good. So, I mean, that's part of it, but I know I can still do better on everything. My planning, my business, my time, the things I think about, the things I talk about. It's just on me now. You know, I had a lot of obligations, a lot of things in life I felt like I had to get right at one time or another, you know. But during the course of my life, I've gotten a lot of those things right now. So at this point, it's just on me now. You know what I'm saying? Straight up, bread and butter, bread and butter. So my next point is about the election, right? 2024 election. Kamala Harris, obviously, versus Donald Trump. And then Tim Walz and J.D. Vance, right? But my question is this right here. I'm trying to get as informed as I've ever been. Before, it was kind of, I mean, I still was informed, but I kind of knew who I was voting for kind of early, clearly. But now my question is this. Why is it that, like, I want to support my people. I'm interested in what my people are interested in. I have a lot of intelligent friends. I have a lot of relationships with a lot of Soros, a lot of Greek friends. I have a lot of friendships with black women, black men. My question to you guys is this. Why is it when I ask questions concerning the Democratic Party, do you guys sometimes get so hostile in the responses? When in actuality, I'm just seeking information. And I find that to be bothersome to me, especially from people that I commonly have discussions with, if you understand what I'm saying. So I'm trying to figure out how men, especially black men, what I see online, when we ask questions about Kamala Harris, or we ask about policies, or we ask why didn't XYZ get done, some people do give me a fair, even if it's a biased opinion, it's still fair, the tone is still good. But then some people just get enraged, like, nigga, how dare you? Like, I'm just asking, like, I'm not saying I'm not voting for the woman. I'm not saying that I'm just asking to be an informed voter. You know, sometimes I ask questions to get away from the misinformation, See, a lot of people get on social media and they spread misinformation. They seem to slither misinformation or slither information that favors their emotion, and they run with it. I'm kind of the opposite. I take in several different pieces of information, and then I put it out in forums from people. I mean, I got highly intelligent classmates, highly intelligent Facebook friends. I got some highly intelligent people I relate to on Twitter and TikTok. So I often forward the questions about politics so that I can be informed, because this is a very pivotal election at this stage in my life. So when I ask questions about Kamala Harris, it's no different than me asking somebody who's a Trump supporter questions about Trump. They're not as defensive when answering those questions because they're looking like they're trying to recruit you to vote for Trump. People expect you to vote for Kamala. You know what I mean? Which I'm not getting into that argument. You know, I was raised by black women, black grandparents. You know what I'm saying? So I'm sure that if a lot of my elders were alive today, my mom, my grandma, I'm pretty sure they'll probably be voting for Kamala Harris. So I'm not disregarding her in her position as a woman of color, but I do question the policies. Her time is, you know, when she was in California, her time, some of the laws and some of the guys who are wrongfully incarcerated, I just have questions. I have questions about where do plans fall specifically for African American people? I think we're so removed from the 60s that a lot of people just was like, oh, blacks, y'all good. You know what I mean? Whereas now when people talk discrimination, there's so many other people that's want the same trying to treatment for being discriminated that black people had. Like, it's almost like a room full of people. You know how you was fighting for yourself? Now the fight is convoluted. And everybody should have equal rights. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is, as a black person that's been in this country for over 400 years, if you're gonna help somebody get on their feet, help the people that's been here, help the veterans, help the homeless, help, you know, the people that's falling on hard times. Regardless of whatever your Democratic, you know, your party affiliation is, be it Democratic or Republican. So I just be having questions about Kamala Harris. Like, I've seen, and I know she's half Indian, I know she's half black, but I've seen instances where she just rode with the Indian and don't mention the black, and I've seen instances where she rode with the black and don't mention the Indian. And most mixed people usually give it up for both sides when they talking about it. And her husband, I'm not the guy that says you can't marry who you can't. You can marry whoever you want. You marry who loves you. You marry where love takes you. But her husband is a white man. And my question to someone, and it got him absolutely enraged, and I was confused about it. Get a copy of my book, The Game Changer, too, man. 8 Tips for Men to Find Peace. ConcreteGeniusMedia.com. You see the drip, man. Kansas City. Heart and soul, Nike shit, same on. Beat goes on, like the Energizer Bunny. But my question was, I asked someone a question about Kamala Harris. My question was this. If Barack Obama was married to a white woman in 2008, would black women have supported him the same? Now, that's an easy question to answer in hindsight. But emotionally, I would have really liked to have an answer to that question. You know, I think a lot of people, when black men ask questions, we're the only race of people that get yelled at. Like, we're the only group of people who we're expected to always be there, but we're expected to, like, take everybody's frustration. You know what I'm saying? We're expected to just clock in like mules sometimes with certain people, and they don't expect us to ask questions. And I'm asking questions for the perspective of enlightenment. Like, I've never once got up and said I was a Trump supporter. I don't talk a lot of political rhetoric. I just get informed opinions to base my opinion on who I like to spend my vote for. But as I observe social media and other avenues of communication, I see a lot of men, a lot of black men, they get persecuted for asking questions. And that's unfair, extremely unfair. We just got to be better. Follow me on all platforms, man, concretegeniusmedia.com. So that question, that $1 million question to black women and black men. Would Barack Obama have gotten elected in 2008 if he was married to a Caucasian woman? Yes or no? Tap in. Leave your comment, thoughts, suggestions right there. I mean, I don't think so. Maybe he might have still got elected, but I think it would have been a percentage of African American women that did vote for him that would have voted for him. I say about 35%. And I don't know if he could have won without that. Maybe if they set out, maybe, but at least 35% wouldn't have voted for him if Michelle Obama was a white lady. Moving on. I'm so tired of talking about Caitlin Clark. I know y'all tired of me talking about Caitlin Clark. Jesus Christ. 28-12. They over 500, man. Like, the Fever's damn near been like the Cincinnati Bengals of the 90s, bro. Like, back in them days, like David Klinger days, like it was bad. And she hot, man. What can I say? Other players playing with her. Everybody hooping. Kelsey Mitchell hooping. It's chemistry. I think the best thing for Caitlin Clark was not making Team USA. Because all she did was grind. She didn't have to deal with the hoopla, the media. She could unplug. She probably could fucking go by a dude, crib, get the yams, clap, you know what I'm saying? Hear some music, get some potato salad from the crib, and then just get in the gym and grind. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, and then you got the chip on your shoulder from feeling like you should be in the Olympic team. I feel like she ran with it. I think they did her a favor, even though they did themselves a disservice. They did her a favor for not putting her on Team USA, because you got to think she had just finished the college season, just finished the national championship run, and jumped right into coming to Indianapolis, playing for the Fever. Little lag, catching up to the speed of the game, started to get hot, boom. See some flashes, Olympic break. Around the All-Star break, she was kind of cooking. Olympic break, now you get all this time off. Everybody's talking about what's happening over in Paris. Both Team USA, men and women, the Olympics have taken over. You get to kind of exhale for a minute from being a news cycle, and then you just get to grind. Like, when she came back from that break after the Olympics, she looked rested. She looked like she had been in the gym. She looked like her pace, her confidence. She just had that look about her like, I'm hooping in superhuman form. And, it's just beautiful to see. As a Pacer fan, somebody born and raised in Indiana, it's good to see. Good to see the city get hyped. But just the phenomenon of when she goes to other cities, the amount of jerseys, that I haven't saw nothing like that. Not in the women's game. Like, it's more Caitlin Clark jerseys in opposing arenas than it is the other team's favorite player, wherever she plays. So that's got to be, that's got to be something on your brain as a WNBA player. We got to style out Cheryl Swoops, man. I know everything ain't pretty. I know it don't look as pretty as we say it is, or maybe we like our legends to handle things differently, but we got to give our legends grace, B. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's still Cheryl Swoops. I'm not going to say nothing bad about Cheryl Swoops. If Cheryl Swoops got something she need to communicate, or if she got an opinion, Cheryl Swoops has done enough for women's basketball to have an opinion. Whether you agree with it or not shouldn't be called for disrespect towards Cheryl Swoops. Come on, man, we got to relax. And that's the thing, like, sports is we can't have a rational, passionate discussion without it going overboard. I'm a big Caitlin Clark fan. I've defended her. I've probably had her on. She's probably been the subject of 5 out of the last 7 podcasts. Probably 7 out of 7 at least some point during the podcast, because her season is that noteworthy. What she's doing is that noteworthy. But whatever Cheryl Swoops is angry about, whatever she chooses to say is her reasoning, that's still Cheryl Swoops. I'm respecting it. Now, if it was media or somebody, oh, he a hater, that's cool. This Cheryl Swoops, bro. Like, and then her and Nancy Lieberman, man, pick up the phone, B. Get that shit all off the podcast. I know it sells clicks and all that shit, but like, me, I don't care, bro. Like, I've had people on my podcast to talk about people they got problems with, but if it's somebody that I know and I know both of y'all, I ain't gonna, and I feel like y'all cooler than that, I'll be like, bro, pick up the phone. Don't come on my platform. Nancy Lieberman, you're a respected, you know what I'm saying, basketball legend. You and Cheryl Swoops need to go out to dinner, work that out, get that over with, let that go, man. We don't want to start turning on our legends just because we don't agree with them. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially black people. Like, we only get so few legends. So when we do get them, we got to be graceful with them. You know what I'm saying? Because society will tear them down. And I can be a Caitlin Clark fan and a Cheryl Swoops fan. And I can disagree with Cheryl Swoops, but still have the utmost respect for her and still root for Caitlin Clark. See how all that works? Like, you don't have to be so rah-rah each way, each side. Just be respectful and like everything that you like, B. It's easy. It's really cash money. ConcreteGeniusMedia.com. Follow me on all platforms, man. You see the... Don't act stupid, man. You know what I'm saying? Indianapolis is hot right now. Like, it's on fire. You know what I'm saying? Like, Concrete Genius Media is a nationwide brand, but there's also a lot of nationwide brands. Like, this thing is jumping. Like, it is what it is. Angel Reese, congratulations on the rebounding records. Proud of you. Proud of the podcast. Proud of the hustle. We love you. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't think the black man that like Caitlin Clark don't love Angel Reese. I know it is some, you know what I'm saying, gunline, boss hopping, Bob ass niggas on the Caitlin Clark side, but it's also just some real ass niggas that love good hoop. But they still got the ultimate respect for you. Now, as far as that rookie of the year, thing, I think we're going to have to go ahead and give it to Caitlin. And I wanted to find a reason to give it to Angel Reese, but it's no logical reason. The rebounding is significant. I am a big advocate of stats other than points really, really matter, especially when you can get double digits of them, be it assists or rebounds, or if you can get 7. If you can get over 4 blocks or steals, that's the equivalent of getting double digit rebounds or assists to me. So when I see people berate her getting double digit rebounds, I'm like, y'all wilding. Like, it's very hard to get a rebound in a basketball game. I don't care if it's 21, 5-on-5, 3-on-3, LA Fitness, or Division I high school. it's very hard to get a rebound. You know what I'm saying? There's 9 other people out there trying to get it, or at least 2 or 3 of the other team trying to get it every time. So it takes time, it takes instincts, it takes coordination, it takes drive. And that's something that should be celebrated. Like, it's a tremendous feat. We have to not denigrate one to show respect to the other. You know what I'm saying? I think that's wild to me. You know what I mean? Like, I just think that's wild. But yeah, Caitlin Clark getting so good, I damn near, you know, I'm going hard. I'm going hard as niggas to date white women. You know what I'm saying? I'm going how hard I'm going, how good she is. I'm going hard as they. It ain't nothing wrong with, like, whoever you date, that's your business. You know what I'm saying? I ain't Dr. Umar. But I'm just saying, like, that Caitlin Clark fan club room is kind of wild because you got like the real dudes who just love hoop. You got like dudes who proving a point, who want to see a Caucasian player be the best player. We got dudes who just want to argue for the sake of argument in there. So it's a very interesting dynamic, like in Caitlin Clark or Angel Reese. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've seen black dudes criticize Angel Reese's game on Twitter and get fucking decimated. So, like, I just, this is so interesting to me, the fact that the both of them bring so much emotion and vitriol and passion to the game. I mean, WNBA just, hit a home run. Not to mention Rakia Jackson is amazing. You know, it's just a big time for the WNBA, man. Moving. What do we got? We got contendersclothing.com. Use the code Concrete Genius 20% off, man. The freshest gear. All the good boxing gear. I got a new load coming for the fall. I got the new fall load coming. Big box shit. Tap in, man. Contenders Clothing. We've been grinding a long time. We'll be getting this thing a lot more mobile than what it is. Getting out here busting moves. So tap in with me. See me when you see me. Neatergold.com. Skincare. Everything to make your skin look like, you know, an Egyptian king. You know what I'm saying? Massa Musa. You know what I'm saying? So tap in with them, neatergold.com. They got all the products. These are black-owned companies. You know what I'm saying? I got my dog. So you say game. So you say you from Gary. So you say you from Nap. He got Philly. He got Dallas. The boy on fire. I'm proud of you, boy. Tap in with all the good shit, man. All the networks. Y'all gotta share this pod, though. See, dudes don't really share my shit. They just like to steal my game and act like they said it or they did it. And that's fine. Because like I told y'all a couple times ago, like, I be looking at my coverage and I'm like, I think it's like 28 countries, 31 countries, where a single person has listened to me in the past like 30 days, whatever. Can you imagine how it makes me feel that somebody from Bangladesh, somebody at Germany, Japan, France, shout out to all my overseas listeners, man, tap in. Somebody in Africa, somebody in Canada, somebody in South Korea, you know what I'm saying? Somebody in the UK is listening to my podcast. Like, that's so amazing to me. So I'm always motivated. And then I see some cities on there. I'll be like, damn, somewhere in Minnesota, Texas, St. Louis, East St. Louis, just random California cities. You know what I'm saying? Like Oregon, you know what I'm saying? Just places. Of course, you got the Georgias, you got the, Indiana heavy, Gary heavy, Chicago heavy. You know what I'm saying? You get some Michigan love. But it's just like, it's like a jigsaw puzzle. It's pieces everywhere. But once it connect, and it's Sauce McKenzie, Concrete Genius, because it's all about consistency now. I'm on the cusp. People know me on the national level. I got little sales of, you know what I'm saying, fan bases everywhere strategically. And so we just march on, you know what I'm saying? Once I maximize the time, as I spoke about earlier in the pod, and we get the right people on, we get the right things going, then it's just up from there, you know what I'm saying? Just more consistent and more like patient in my relationship, straightforward. Not a hothead no more, but I'm also not Mr. Nice Guy, you know what I mean? So a certain level of patience in my relationships. Yeah. Before I go, check me out, man. People asking for 5 of my favorite pods. My 5 favorite pods are as follows. Number 5. Five is tough. I'm probably gonna say All the Smoke. Even though they ain't been putting out a lot lately, All the Smoke. Cause they have some good ones that I really appreciate Al Harrington. The fact that Jackson played in Indiana. I always kept up with his career. I always kept up with Matt Barnes from his career. So I like the energy they bring. I could tell they get along. You know, they ask in-depth questions, they get good guests, and they conversations have great flow. You know what I mean? Chris Webber interview was amazing. Actually, the Kobe interview, one of the last interviews Kobe did was really amazing. They just get quality stuff, man. You know what I mean? They get Sean Kipp was amazing. You know what I'm saying? They get people on there who really express themselves, and they get them real stories from the 2000s. Like, I think that's a kind of a forgotten era. And 2000s was, like 01, 2010, that was a wild ass era, bro. You know what I mean? So you got the Malice in the Palace, you got the Club Rio shit, you got, I was around when that Pacers team was running around here in strip clubs and at the mall and Monday Night Football and just being on the scene, you know what I'm saying? So they stories always have a nice antidote to them, and they have a great relationship with their guests. So my number 5 would be All the Smoke. Number 4 would be Gillian Wallow. I'm a big Wallow fan, obviously, just for what he's done, getting out the cell. His focus, his hustle. I remember we used to run up to the camera making videos. I'm like, oh, bro, this nigga is a scammer or he's finna get rich. Because this is thought out. Like, it always seemed like a dude who kept a journal. You know what I'm saying? Very advanced, very intelligent. I've always been a Gilly fan for a long time, even back when he rapped. He had a griminess to his rap, there was an authenticity to his rap. I always liked him. I like their personalities, and I like the way they let the guests flow. A lot of these podcasts, just because it's athletes, entertainers, I'm not just taking them there. I'm also taking them because of the questions. I watch the way the guests flow. What kind of stories do they get out of the guests? What kind of questions are you asking? If you get taken somewhere different, are you asking a really good question to take advantage of the moment? And I think Gilly and Wallow have great chemistry when it comes to that. Like, if they talking about something and it goes a certain way, I think they do a great job of, now what do you mean when you said that? And then they'll come back to each other and they'll be like, now I was asking you your favorite five, Mount Rushmore. Like they got a good chemistry to get back to whatever they want to get, but still capture the guests in the moment. They have a great guest. They started going on location. Larry June interview was amazing. So number 4 would be Gillian Wallow. Number 3 would be Drink Champs. Nori Fan. I think Nori and FN have great chemistry. People in the background make the show lit. Obviously, you got the alcohol, so people relaxing. You got the smoking. You got the games, the quick time with slime. You got the stories. You got people, it's a tight-knit clique, that music industry, that New York to Miami connection. So you got people always around with phones, telling stories. It's just a good vibe, And the thing I really like about Drink Champs is I love the way they keep a variety of guests. Like, they really go get the special eds and the DOCs and the Spice Ones. You know what I mean? Like, the Canes. Like, it wasn't nobody really talking to them on a national platform like that. So that's why Drink Champs will always be special. Sometimes, they get a little loosey-goosey, the drinks get to rolling, but I mean, if that's all you complaining about, you've been watching it 3 hours already, like, it is what it is. The Kanye interview was iconic. You know what I mean? So Drink Champs is a staple, man. It's gonna be there. Number 2, I got 2 for number 2. I got number 2 is It Is What It Is. I got Cam and Mace. Cam and Mace hell, bro. Like, them 2 New York niggas for real. You know how you, like, if you ain't sharp, a New York nigga on your ass. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be witty with it. I ain't seen today the interview with Michael Irvin. They on Michael Irvin top, but it's good entertainment. It's good programming. I love Stat. I think she brings a great balance to it. I love the way the show flows. I love the chemistry between the 2 gentlemen. I love the guests they get, and I love the fact that even though they're articulate, they well-dressed, they got a professional set and everything, they still niggas. They giving their opinion. They don't hold back, and that's hip-hop. You know what I'm saying? That's an era. 20 years is an era. Like, the brothers been in the game 20 years. It's salute to them for what they do. My 2A is Club 520. Shout out to them guys. Jeff, and Hen, and them guys, they make it work. I love what they do. Jeff's an amazing storyteller. It's good for the city. It's good for the state. Like, it's good to see them brothers run with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, this media space is very difficult. You know what I'm saying? And, I love the way they got it set up with Wells in the middle. Got Jeff to be able to tell the stories. And you got the other brother on the side. Like, it's a good conversation. And the thing that makes their podcast go is they're friends actually in real life. So that's really when you can kick it. You know what I mean? When you put some people together, you try and get the numbers, it's kind of individual. Like, when you really get that Master P feel, damn near any business. Bro, if you can get like 2 or 3 people that you love to really rock with your vision, that's how your business take off. And that's the chemistry you see on the screen, Club 520. They get amazing interviews. They snippets are timeless. So, and it's the crib, Indiana, bro. One thing about Indiana, bro, it don't matter how you get along with somebody from Indiana. In Indiana, you outside of Indiana, bro. We riding. You know what I'm saying? And that's the crib. So I wish them brothers continued success and the best. And my number 1 podcast so far is probably Joe Budden. The JBP is good because I wasn't really the biggest fan. I watched it sometimes with Roy and Mom, but I wasn't really the biggest fan, but I would catch certain parts of it. It was good. But now it's really in my age wheelhouse. You know what I mean? The things they talk about, the old hip hop, the chemistry, you know, between the guys and the feminine balance of having male forward on there, and just the things that they talk about are very entertaining and in very current topics. You know, a lot of those guys were born in the 70s. Mel was born in the 70s, Joe is. So you get a lot of 70s feedback. And as I've got older, finding people your age range that are comfortable in life to not be bitter, but still got a little flavor gets harder as you get older. So when you find somebody from your age range that still kind of got some lit to them, but also know my feet hurt, I want to get to the crib. You know, I'm capitalizing on these experiences. That's why that's probably my favorite podcast, just because of the chronological way it relates to me being born in the 70s. An honorable mention, I don't know if this taboo or not, but I do watch some DJ Vlad episodes. Like, I ain't gonna lie. Like, if it's a good one, especially like Yayo, Boosie, Lord Jamal was on there good for a while. Some of them have been good. Like, I can't police everything, man. You know, some of it I don't like, but if it's a good interview, I'm gonna watch it. Like, I don't care who hosting it. I'm like, I rock with Say Cheese, heavy. Breakfast Club really don't count, but Say Cheese is really good. I like what the West Coast is doing, a lot of West Coast pods. So I'm all over the place. Like, I watch more pods way more than I do TV. You know what I mean? So I salute all the great pods, all the great hustlers. Everybody putting their thing down, man. ConcreteGeniusMedia.com. Tap in with your boy, man. It's your boy, Big Sauce, man. You know, no bathroom break or nothing. Yeah, man, I'm here to win, man. We shoot from different locations too, man. I got some ideas, man. It's finally time to put them down. I'm happy. And I'm on production, like I said at the beginning of the podcast. So I got some DMs for some brothers, right? And the DM was like, I'm not getting the women I want to try to settle down with. Not a specific woman, but apparently this brother is not getting the caliber of women that he would like to have a future with, to be interested in a future in him. And that's tough because, contrary to popular belief, men want to settle down too. Hold on.